Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Yesterday I released a video talking about where does Micro Four Thirds make sense. I think some people got it, some people didn't, which is okay. It was supposed to be kind of a controversial topic. A lot of people want to defend what they've purchased. But a couple things came out of that were good comments by some people. And it was about me playing like a zero-sum game for gas, and I realized that that's totally it. And where I've landed with Micro Four Thirds is for what I like it for, which is the 1/8 primes on small bodies. Having to grab a larger, more expensive, like 45 1.2 or 25 1.2, my dog just wiped out in the ice, to kind of replicate what full frame does for depth of field. Yeah, it works. I can do that. It's okay. And so I'm not changing exposure. I'm not so worried about it. Anyways, today's video, real quick, is something I think is going to come off as kind of like a Micro Four Thirds apologist type of, like making excuses Micro Four Thirds. But if you guys remember when I picked this system, before I bought the EM1 Mark III, I said, there's something about some of the images that I've made in the past, like my EM5 Mark III and my EM1 Mark II and other cameras that I like. And I want to show you guys what that is today. It's noise, but it's the kind of noise. So Micro Four Thirds has the reputation for being kind of flat sometimes, or it can be, or lacking depth of field, 3D effects sometimes. But where you can make up for that is obviously in your lenses. Some of the lenses fix that. But also it's the texture of the images. So one of my complaints with new cameras, I've mentioned this several times, is that some of the new Nikon cameras, some of the new Sony cameras, they have kind of a real sterile look output to them. And some of the images I really like out of other cameras are some of the older sensors, like the CCD sensors and the Leica cameras. My buddy has an old Ricoh GRD4 that he has a CCD sensor. I think it looks really cool. And I think Micro Four Thirds, the Olympus 16 megapixel, and 20 megapixel sensors have this kind of output. So let me explain what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you two images. This image I'm showing you right now was shot last week on vacation with the 25 1.2. Plenty of good light. I had to stop it down actually because there's so much light that the 1.2 aperture couldn't even, was too bright for the 1/4000th shutter speed. I didn't have any ND filters or anything. And I'm going to zoom in, do a super crop, because you won't see this on YouTube without me doing this, of what this noise looks like. It has like this texture to it, almost like a filmic look. I know this sounds crazy. I know I'm making stuff up here, but it has a certain look to it. So this is my 1-year-old daughter. Again, it's about the memories. First time trying to go into a pool by herself. And just, when I look at this image on my phone or on the computer screen, I can see this. Now this was edited in RAW. Oh, getting too bright here again, aren't I? Let's see. All right, there you go. So this was edited in RAW, and it seems to come out in RAW processing more in Lightroom than the JPEG. The JPEG kind of smears this. So this is one image. You can kind of see the texture in the grain here. The second one is this one's shot in low light. This was shot super low light. This is the Rainforest Cafe at Disney Springs. It's doing this little volcano eruption thing. Look at this image. It's not a great image. It's actually a pretty poor image. But you can see the texture, and the noise just looks like it's got, I don't know, feeling to it. I like that. I prefer that over these real sterile, clean look images these days. A lot of the images I've hanging in my house have this kind of thing going on with them, and when you look at them in print, it feels good. It looks good. So I wanted to bring this up. Has anyone else noticed this in Micro Four Thirds? I've seen a YouTuber. His name is Steve Onions. I pronounce it like onions, and he's mentioned a similar thing, and I'm like, yeah, he's absolutely right. That's something I've noticed as well. I was curious if you guys felt the same way. Does kind of the weakness of the Micro Four Thirds sensor, does it actually add some uniqueness and texture and just makes it a little different? It's a thought. It's a thought. I don't know, I'm heading to Vegas. I'm taking the ZV-1 for videos, and I'm taking just the EM10 Mark II and the 17 1/8. So I'm going compact. I'm going to Vegas for work. I'm going to try to shoot some photos. Black and white this week. I'm going to try and shoot only with the grainy film 2 simulation in it, trying to shoot JPEG only, and I'll see what I get. So yeah, comment section below, guys. Let me know what you think. Do your Micro Four Thirds files have a kind of a unique output that you like? That's something I'm kind of on to. All right, guys, see you next time.